The Neo Geo Pocket and Pocket Color were some pretty cool handhelds that didn't really take off as well as other handhelds of the past, but that doesn't mean it didn't have some awesome games. For its generation and the time around it, I don't remember any other handheld having fighting games that I actually wanted to play. But the Neo Geo Pocket had a good number of awesome fighters, plus a little bit of everything else. Most games I remember playing for the Neo Geo handheld were all pretty good. Nice portable versions of games that I played in the arcade. Now, SNK, they recently released the Neo Geo Pocket Color Selection Volume 1 on the Nintendo Switch with a total of 10 games included. Some of the games they included were originally available as individual downloads on the Switch or as like little bonuses from pre-order stuff, but this collection, puts them all together in a neat little package. Now, we have the Steam version of the Neo Geo Pocket Color Selection Volume 1. That's a mouthful. And while it's mostly the same as the Switch version, there is one big, massive, huge difference. So included in the Steam version are the following 10 games: SNK Gals Fighters, Samurai Showdown 2, King of Fighters R2, The Last Blade Beyond the Destiny, Fatal Fury First Contact, Metal Slug, both first and second mission, Dark Arms Beast Buster, Big Tournament Golf, and then Crush Roller. Did you notice something different? A single game that we did not get on the Switch version. And out of all these games included, it's the one game I don't know anything about, as I never played it before. I mean, I know about it now, but going into this, I didn't know anything about it. Never even heard of the game. I mean, it sounded familiar, but I never played it before. So we get all the awesome fighting games like Samurai Showdown, King of Fighters, Gals Fighters, and a little variety with the Metal Slug games. Also a little RPG action, stuff with Dark Arms. Sports is kind of covered with Big Tournament Golf. And then also Crush Roller makes its exclusive appearance in this version. Crush Roller is an updated version of an early 80s arcade game. And right now, the Neo Geo Pocket Color cartridge for this game is one of those games that kind of fetch a little bit of money. And is probably why I never played this game on the Pocket Color before. I mean, it's a cool little game where you're tasked with covering all the streets with paint, avoiding enemies, and catching these little animals that escape and painting over the tracks that they leave. I mean, it's fairly simple fare here. It's very reminiscent of like Pac-Man in the sense with the style of gameplay. It's just, cover the entire, area of the board and then move on to the next stage type of thing. Instead of power pellets and gobbling things up, you're just painting the street. Very similar concept. Now, after playing this game, after the first few stages, I was pretty hooked. I enjoyed it. I think it was a really cool game. But the trade-off here that made us get Crush Roller is we lost a big one, man. We lost a big game. In my opinion, one of the best games on the Neo Geo Pocket Color. At least it's my favorite anyway. I mean, everybody has a different opinion. I don't really care. In my opinion, it's the best game. It's my favorite game for the system. You may think differently, and that is okay. But for this collection on Steam, we lost SNK versus Capcom, the match of the millennium. Instead of SVC, we got Crush Roller. Not a fair trade-off in my opinion. I mean, Crush Roller is cool, but SVC, Match of the Millennium, is even cooler. Dang it. Damn it. Whatever you want to say. I mean, maybe they figured removing the best game from the collection would be good business. But, hope is not all lost here. I mean, with them removing it, yeah, maybe it was good business because maybe some people, they only want that game. And now they do have it listed as an individual purchase on Steam. So if that was the only game you wanted out of this collection, at least you can purchase it by itself. I mean, Match of the Millennium is such a great fighting game. I put tons of hours into it over the years, and it's the first game I think of when I think about the Neo Geo Pocket Color. Even for a system with only 2 buttons, the game plays fantastically well. I mean, if you just go after Match of the Millennium, it's a great game. If you just want that and just say screw the 10-game selection bundle, I mean, I think you'd be happy with it, but if you've never played the games on the Selection Volume 1, you'd be missing out on some awesome titles like the Metal Slugs and Samurai Showdown. I mean, all the games on the collection are pretty good. They're all fun in their own way, very simple but deep at the same time. That's what she said. I had a lot of fun with this collection. I mean, there's various ways to play these games. On Steam, it's cool because you can, you know, kind of do that little sharing thing, play multiplayer and all that stuff. It's pretty cool. There's a lot of awesome little options here. I'd be curious to see what other games they would put, like if another collection came out, like collection number 2, like what games would they actually put? I mean, they covered most of the heavy hitters here. Gals Fighters is freaking awesome. Match of the Millennium is, you know, it's the greatest game ever for the, you know, Pocket, but they removed it. It's a little side download. Great game, but you know, it's included on the Switch version. So they got that one covered is what I'm trying to say. What other games could they put if they do a volume 2? The little card games, what were those called? The Capcom SNK card games? I forget what those ones are called, dang it. I'm losing my train of thought here, but maybe they would put those. But really, the library of Neo Geo Pocket Color games is pretty slim, all things considered. It doesn't have a huge library, and for this collection to have most of the heavy hitters covered, I just don't know, you know, I guess maybe they put, you know, volume 1 just in case they can come up with a volume 2. Okay, but back to what we were actually here to talk about. The Neo Geo Pocket Color Selection Volume 1 Steam Edition. We kind of veered off course a little bit. So this collection, it plays just fine. If you love these kind of games, you love collections, it's well worth taking a look at. I love stuff like this. I like collections of old school games and official packages made available to us with, you know, some little extras and whatnot. I really dig this collection with how you can look at the box art, you can look at the manuals, the cartridge, open it all up and take a look at it. That's a neat little feature that's included on here that I really enjoy. I like those little extra touches there. You got all the stuff that you would expect, you know, scan lines, which I don't know how those came out on video. They look fine in person playing on my PC, but I'm typically the kind of person who doesn't care for scan lines too much. So I just turn them off. The screen is brighter, looks better in my opinion without the scan lines on. You could change the bezels around, different, you know, colors and variations of the Neo Geo Pocket and Pocket Color. I like that. You can zoom up, zoom out, get the whole handheld on the screen, or zoom right up to have the screen take up, you know, most of the image there. I mean, it's not going to be, you know, widescreen. That's just, you don't have aspect ratio options in that sense, and I don't really see people wanting to play these games stretch the heck out, so there is that. Emulation-wise, the games play fine. I didn't really notice any issues. I'm using the Xbox Series X controller to play the game on the PC, and it plays fine, feels fine. Not really seeing any issues as far as latency, like lag in the controls or anything like that. It's a fantastic collection. I love stuff like this. And if you do as well, I'll put a link down below so you could take a look at the game on Steam, both Match of the Millennium or the Volume 1 selection for Steam, the Steam Edition with the addition of Crush Roller. Kind of cool little game. So, with that said, this collection gets a little thumbs up for me. I got a lot of love for the Neo Geo Pocket Color, so there's that. You may be different, but for me, I love this system and I love these games. Thank you guys. I'll catch you on the next one.